Do you think what you've learned from the success of Father Ted?
I don't know.
Have you earned or learnt?
Learned.
Oh, learned, right, sorry.
I don't know. I don't mean this like in an offhand way, but it's not. If I say it's not my concern, I mean it isn't my concern. It is in the strictest sense of the word, irrelevant. So what they do, they don't do. It's their business.
You're a kind of new face to us Britons over here.
All the Britons. We're all the Britons.
To me, anyway.
Well, no, I'm just that's a joke. It's
Britons
from that's Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Okay, right.
I'm old enough to remember.
Right, sorry. And now, have you had any offers for other sitcoms and stuff?
No, I've done my own stuff. I've brought my own projects in. I've been too busy pushing my own kind of out of my own career. I can't talk about them honestly in detail because they're at one particularly is at a sensitive stage of
drama sitcoms.
One is a drama series, one is a sitcom. They're in negotiation between ICM, my agents, and two different broadcasters. So that's sensitive. I can't discuss it. And the only reason, as the people that said over there earlier, the only reason I mention it is to lend justifiable, I hope, credibility to my claims that there's life after Ted.
And is this as a writer or as a performer?
Writer-performer.
Right.
I just develop my own projects,
Sure. Christmas special. Are you doing another one?
No, I don't think we're doing any more Ted, as far as I know. I'm not.
Are you going off to America?
No.
In the
show, yes, yeah. But it doesn't. I mean, I don't want to give away what happens at the end.
Sure.
There's nothing script-wise that precludes a return of Ted, but I think there are, shall I say, career exigencies which militate for Ted not returning.
You're the kind of the least insane character on the show.
Yeah, it's a very. I mean, I don't. I think I offended Graham before by saying that Ted was straight. I don't mean he's straight, but he is the straightest.
Yeah.
He's closer to Sanders Neil, but he gets an awful lot of funny lines. He does a lot of mad stuff.
But without you, it's fair to say the show wouldn't be a success because you've got to have a kind of somebody to take sympathy with,
Yeah, without the character of Father Ted, I mean, the character of Father Ted is pivotal.
If it's called Father Dougal, it would perhaps last for a few episodes and then...
Yeah, it needs all those elements. So I think the various elements are well judged and they all contribute to the success of the show.
Is there a certain amount of regret that you weren't able to do this in Ireland?
The show?
Yeah.
No, I mean, apart from it, I really do have to say that Ted, particularly because it's so cartoon, left field, wouldn't have been, with the best will in the world, wouldn't have been an RTE show.
Due to RTE comedy?
Well, I mean, look at the number of kind of more, shall we say, centrist or more middle-of-the-road sitcoms that have been produced in Britain before something like this could happen. So, just in what am I trying to say here? The weight of the volume of sitcoms allowed for one like this, for Channel 4 to take a chance on one, and it's been a big success. But I don't think RT could have afforded in lots of senses to have done it. And that's been No, I think they would, if they'd got it right on something else. It was just been too left field for them. Absolutely, they would never have taken a chance on this.
Did you think at the start of Father Ted that it would be a success?
I've always felt if you go into something, you should believe it's possible for it to be a big hit. It's a lotto business. The frisson, the excitement in show business is that you could always strike gold. So you have to believe you have a ticket. But at the same time, I was still surprised when it was that successful. But I thought it was a very good script and it had a shot, yeah.
What's the worst mistake you ever made?
Well, like pain, it fades from the memory, so the good thing is I can't remember. I'm sure I made shitloads. I'm certain I did. But I think the more positive thing I've done is I've stuck with things. If you propose to be successful, I think you just have to be absolutely dogged. Not going to give up. Any knocks you take, you come bouncing back. I remember reading some female studio executive from Hollywood. I think it was Dawn Steele was her name, and she said, If they close the front door and you go around and try the back door, if that's locked, try the windows. If they get you at the windows, go around and try the front door again. Try the fire exits, and keep coming back and start again, and never ever take it personally when you're rejected. So that's you must. Otherwise, you piss off and whinge in the corner.
Are you presumably in your sort of early 40s? Are you? As a younger man, did you have any kind of idea of having a grand?
I'm in my early to mid 40s, but not my late 40s.
No, definitely not. Did you have a kind of idea of a grand career scheme ahead of you, or thinking about yourself now? You happy where you are?
I hoped to make it earlier than I did.
Right.
I'm not suggesting I have made it here, but I'm saying.
I think you have. It's fair to say you.
Well, I think it's I've a good shot at it. The next thing is really, that was a huge break.
The next thing is the best. It's the most important thing.
Yeah, it is really, and to use the football cliche, you're only as good as your last game.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that is true. But if I'm smart and I do some good work later, then that will bring me on again. And
presumably something quite different to what you've done here. Sorry.
You said you won't miss it, the early starts and the cold
No, I won't miss that.
mornings and the Stein is summer.
in the storm, lovely place.
Yeah.
November, if you're getting up in the dark, possibly not the greatest place.
The principal's school there, the second school there, is the Irish basketball coach.
She used the night sight to see me going to work in the morning.
It wants it. But what would you
About the show, the checks really. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. No, I mean, I'm missing. We'll look back with fondness about it, right? Well, to quote Oasis and John Osborne, don't look back in anger. Don't look back in missing. I think that if you've enjoyed the experience, you should look back fondly in it, but not missing things. Because missing means, you want to be back there, with the regret. I don't, I enjoy the show. This is fun. There's great interest in the show. Enjoy it for what it is. Look back in it fondly, but don't miss it.
If Hollywood made it, if Hollywood made a big film of it, and you weren't invited to reprise your role, who would you like to see playing your role? That's a very stupid question. But
Well, obviously some other sex symbol.
yeah.
Some other
Mel Gibson.
mid-40s guy who looks, as you can see, clearly 25.
Sure. Yeah.
But I don't know. Honestly, I think. Now you flip it. Take it. This is tag team recording.
Sorry.
You got it? I don't know. I don't personally don't know. Hey, Peter, you big bastard. How are you, pet?
How you doing, mate?
Good to see you. Have a chat in a minute.
Yeah, I'll catch you on through.
He's our production manager in the last
Right.
season.
Okay. Is he alright?
No, it's got Peter Thornley. Good guy.
Right. Okay.
And he's so I suppose Hollywood. I don't know. I have no idea. Hollywood would probably go for something like Steve Martin because he's got
Got the hair and the eyebrows.
the grey hair and in fact, actually, one of the things that wouldn't be bad because there's certain gestures he could. Obviously, I'd have to coach him a lot.
Sure. And what's your favourite book?
My favourite book.
Of the last 10 years.
Well, one of the books that always. One of my favourite books, factual, is the. And I hate to say a lot of them are relevant to the business.
Go on.
But I love Adventures in the Screen Trade.
Yeah, okay. Goldman.
By William Goldman. I just think it's so illuminating. It's clever because it's so clear, so lucid, and you, as a writer, you have to learn something from reading that. And then any of the other books then on the business, I thrive in them, and I like books about television. Under the Hammer, which was the story of the ITV auction, the franchise auction.
You read With Nails? You read that?
Funny enough, that's the only book I haven't finished. Not because there's anything wrong with it, just because I misplaced the book or something. But I started and I was enjoying it. I like any of those books, Final Cut, about Heaven's Gate,
Right.
Devil's Candy, Julia Salomon on the making of Bonfire of the Vanities.
Right. All right.
All those things.
Have you got an urge to write your own book or memoir? Or
Of a factual basis, yeah, I would like to do it. In fact, I'm trying to scribble in some diary notes so that I keep that as an option. But would it been, it is interesting. I remember like my first morning in London for the very first 10 show, standing at the top of Shaftesbury Avenue, and I just kind of little details come back to me about it.
What's it like being recognised in London?
It's very strange because I was used to all that in Ireland, but it's really weird now when people come around and they say it in a completely different accent. And there's a lot more of them than there are Irish people, you know, because like, to be honest with you, profile used to end for me when I got on the plane.
You're dressed rather like, if you had a little white thing here, you would look very...
I look a bit Anglican with the blue shirt, but it's very strange. We were doing a photo shoot this afternoon, I think I mentioned that to you, and in Soho, and it was like, sign up for you, do this, sign up for you, do this. A bit strange, but I mean, it's a positive thing, you know. It's a positive thing. You have to see it positively because it's an indication that people are watching the bloody show.
And if Ted is to come back in the next slide,
There's one more thing about that, by the way, just about that thing about recognition in the street and all that. London's a huge city and it can be very impersonal. I'm sure it's something I could tire of eventually, especially if you're trying to sit down and do something or whatever. But there's something about being in London and strangers saying hello to you, which is a privilege. Now, I mean, it's not going to suit you always, but it's unusual. But somebody say, oh yeah, and it's like Dublin people say hello to each other a lot more anyhow, and they don't have to be on television for it. But for that to happen in London I think it's probably a privilege. I regret this in years to come saying this. I read it's a privilege, I just thought I said it loud. But I'm trying to have a leak here.
If you get mugged in London, nobody bats an eyelid, but, you know, so...
The best one was I was taking money out of a hole in the wall. I was using a tire lever, but it was a big issue seller, and he was positioned right beside the ATM, right? And that's an assistant chief constable. Oh, sorry, that's wrong. That's an ACC. He says,
Nearly.
he says, "Oi, Kelly, and the next line is the one that got the money from me. I used to watch you in the nick. Oh well, please take the money. I had no idea. For previous bodily harm, money with menaces. Please take all the money. Here, I have the card. Let's take more.
what's Ted's next slide? Please to it.
No idea.
You think being a politician?
It's not my responsibility. Ted is off my plate. Talk to the writers. I'm not being off, but but it is really. I never actually think like that. I never think about the character. I just I think about the character as much as I have to for the.
That's how good the writing is.
The writing is, and it's also it is their baby. It's their creation.
Is there a lot lost in rehearsals? I mean, Pauline was saying that some of her bits didn't come up in the episode. Do you find you do stuff when you watch it and it's not there? Or
Very rarely.
That's just brilliant, right? Okay.
Is this great maybe for more time to watch UCD football team play?
I heard they had a 0-0 draw at Rovers on Saturday. Yeah.
I know Terry Palmer is a very good friend of mine.
Is he back? He was injured.
Back, yeah.
He's a great centre half.
3 weeks ago, I do a programme on Olivia Radio in Dublin with Tony McDonald and Aidan Lynch on a Monday. So they're playing.
But Aidan Lynch is not with them. Is Aidan Lynch still with them?
The guy from Peyton Leisure.
Tony McDonald is a cousin of. This is Dublin speak now.
Dermot
I just don't understand any of this.